Okay, here we go. Quick walk around of the 73 Ford F350 Super Camper. So starting up here, the previous owner, because the paint was peeling, he sprayed a red primer and some white paint or some white primer just to cover up the bare metal. So there's no actual rust that is rusted through or anything like that. Just it started to the paint started to fade out really bad, and so he covered that with some paint. All of this is just just of all the rain, some of that burnt paint just ran down, and it's a little bit dirty, but this paint can still be cleaned up pretty good. The body on this side of the truck pretty clean. Dual tank, dual exhaust, so one tank here, another tank right here, so both on the driver's side. The Camper Special, from what I know, so this is a long bed, but if you notice, from the end of the cab to the center of the wheel, I mean it's really far apart. And then from the end of the wheel to the end of the truck is tiny. I mean, look at that. Normally a long bed this part would be really long, but in this case the wheelbase is set far back, I guess, to allow the weight of the trailer or the camper on the Camper Special truck to be more even. Heavy duty lug nuts, heavy duty leaf springs. It does come with a towing package of some kind. It does have the bumper, looks original, and again, there's no rust, anywhere on the body of the truck. The bumper does show a little bit of wear, a little bit of rust. The diamond plate bumper, it does have a little rust over here, but other than that, the rest of the truck is pretty clean. It always had the camper shell, so water doesn't get inside the truck. On this side is missing a little molding piece here. The Ranger logo is missing it. It's never had it. It is also missing this tiny piece of molding. It looks like at some point it was kind of hit and that literally came off. This side is pretty straight as well. Dual exhaust. The spare tire is right here on this side, so it hangs this is like a door. It opens up. It opens up and then allows you to get to the spare tire. That's the only dent on the truck. It looks like maybe they rubbed something, and it's just has that little tiny curve right there. It's accessible from the inside. Like it's behind the seat. Interior pretty clean. Stick shift. The dash does have a few cracks. I mean, it's not like falling apart or anything like that. I always have this cover on, this paper cover, so it's very dusty. I mean, I'm in the desert, so it does have a lot of dust. I haven't even taken the time to wash it, but with the good cleaning, the truck still looks really nice. The cab is pretty clean. Cab corners are clean. See the spare tire hanging. The interior, I mean, it does have a couple little details, but overall, windows roll up and down pretty good. Again, F350 logo. I guess at some point the original owner had a camper on it, a camping camper, and so they always have those legs to hold up the top of the camper. So there's some screw traces on both sides of the truck. So this side is also pretty straight. This, because it's white, I mean, I was gonna spray can this with a rattle can and just clear this up a little bit or clean this up a little bit, but that's optional. The original paint. Under the hood, pretty clean as well. It was a dual battery truck. It's been sitting here for almost 6 years now. So dual battery, air conditioning pump. It doesn't have the belt the pulley or the pump spins freely. So I think a lot of times, including myself, I removed the belt. I didn't remove it, this was already removed, but supposedly that makes the engine a little, run a little bit more efficient if it's not running the AC. And like I said, so the hood, the surface rust on the hood, there's no rust going through or anything like that. It's clean under the hood. And the only rust spot on the firewall is that little area right there. When I first got the truck, it was full of leaves. It was full of leaves inside of the cowl here, and so I cleaned all that out, to prevent water from sitting. And so that's the worst part of the truck. It just has, that's my. Oopsie, dropped the phone. Small rust area, fixable. It hasn't gotten any worse ever since I got it 6-7 years ago. It's the same way. Engine, pretty clean. It's been sitting, like I said, I haven't turned it on in over 5 years, and so I don't even want to try, because I know the carburetor is going to need to be cleaned. The fuel, this is empty. The line is empty. The mechanical fuel pump, it's right down there, somewhere in here, somewhere down below. So I don't know if it will need a fuel pump. It would be a good idea to have one, a brand new one, just to not get stranded on the side of the road. And then fuel is also 6-7 years old, so I would not attempt to run the truck on that old fuel, because it'll just gonna mess up the engine if you get that old gas into the engine. Again, no rust on the cab. Corners are really clean. Miles show 67,000 miles. 67,000 miles. And according to my uncle, I bought it from my uncle, and he bought it from the original owner. And when he bought it, there was a camper. The camper shell was still on the truck, and he took it off, got rid of it. But he said that when he bought the truck, had somewhere around 60,000 miles, and my uncle didn't really drive it much. It was his baby truck, and I bought it with the intention of keeping it forever. And then my family grew, so 3-seater was not an option. I ended up buying that crew cab over there, 4x4, and so I never used this again, and it just sat. All 4 tires will probably need replacing. 3 hold air really good. This one did get flat, and it got ripped. Right now it's sitting on a block, just so it wouldn't sit all the way on the rim. Camper optional if you want it or not. It's there. It fits the truck. Right now it's literally my storage. But inside the cab, inside the bed, it's pretty clean. It's once all the dust and all these things get removed. Tailgate opens and closes. I need both hands to do it. So most of the moldings are there, except that one there. Everything else, just a straightforward, nice old Ford. And I was driving it. And then I stopped driving it because it didn't serve the purpose anymore. I have my son, my daughter, and my wife, so we needed the crew cab, and I started driving that instead. And it's just been sitting, and I need to clear my yard. Pretty clean in the engine. There's no oil leaks whatsoever. It's been parked in the same spot here. It's full of weeds, but it's been parked in the same spot for years. No leaks of any kind. I know it's getting dark, and it's not rusty. What else? It's a good truck to basically get it going and start driving it. Drove it in the freeway a few times, drove really nice, has a really good sound with the dual exhaust. Yeah, ready to let it go.